Melchizedek met him. Hebrews chapter 7 and verse 10. In just such a way, Abraham's sin was imputed to us. What Abraham did, we did. God could put all of us in the Garden of Eden, give us the same test he gave to Adam. Do you think you would do any better with your sinful nature than Adam did without a sinful nature? I don't think so. We might as well accept the fact that Adam's one act of disobedience made all of us sinners. Now, let me give you a personal illustration. My grandfather lived in Northern Ireland. Again, we're talking about J. Vernon McGee. My grandfather, we've been in America since 1600. So, anyway, my grandfather lived in Northern Ireland, although he was Scottish. Even in his day, they were fighting, and he didn't like it, so he immigrated to the United States. Now, what my grandfather did, I did. When he left Northern Ireland, I left Northern Ireland, and I thank God he left. I really appreciate what Grandpa did for me. What he did, I did because I was in him. The reason I was born in America is because of what he had done. In this same way, Adam's sin is imputed to us. We have already seen that the righteousness of Christ is imputed to us by the death of Christ. Christ is the head of a new race, a new redeemed man, and the church is his body, a new creation. The hymn writer put it accurately: the church's one foundation is Jesus Christ, her Lord. She is his new creation by water and the word. The church is a new creation and a new race. This is what Paul says. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul, and the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. The first man is of the earth, earthly, and the second man is the Lord from heaven. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 45 and 47. Now, there will not be a third Adam. The Christ is the last Adam. There will be a third and a fourth myriad of men, because Christ is the second man, but he's not the second Adam. He is the last Adam. He is the head of a new race. That is something that is preliminary. As we go through this section, we will notice an expression that is very meaningful. It is much more. What Paul is going to say is that we have much more in Christ than we lost in Adam. The expression occurs in verse 9. Much more than having now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him. And in verse 10, much more being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life. There is a great deal of much more in this section. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 21 through 22, I read this: for since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. For as in Adam all die, even so in Christ shall all be made alive. Now death came by Adam, and if you want proof that the first sin of Adam was a representative act, consider why a little infant will die when that little child has not committed a sinful act. Well, that little infant belongs to the race of Adam. In Adam, all die. We see God did not create man to die. God had something better in store for man and does today. Now, with that thought in mind, let's move on to verse 13, and that